Hello everyone, it's George and welcome back to Call of Dragons. As dedicated free-to-play player who played this game for more than 500 days, I'm excited to share some insider tips and tricks with you. Stick around and let's dive in. If you are looking for the ways of getting power in Call of Dragons, because power is the indication of your strengths, and if you want to get in a good alliance, because alliances sometimes are looking purely on power of players, then it's a video for you because in Call of Dragons, even if you are a free-to-play player like me, there is a best ways and tips and tricks how you can gain faster in a much faster way, simply because there is a lot of things which you can upgrade in the game. First of all, we're gonna speak about constructions in the game, and you can see there is a lot of buildings which you can actually upgrade, right? Simply because of the building amount, you might get lost and you might think that every single building will give you the highest amount of power in the game, which is not true, right? First of all, we need to mention the main town hall for the Wilderburg. It said Wilder Hall. The most amount of points you can get by the buildings is the main building in the game, which is giving you not only the power but also Legion capacity and the Legion Q. Right at first, like you have couple of stages which you want to make, and generally, whenever you are playing the game and doing the quests of the quests are directed to the making for you the 25 level of the town hall, right? So the purely in terms of power and in terms of importance, in terms of constructions in the game, of course, town hall would be the number one choice. After that, question is which kind of buildings is giving the most amount of points, and there is couple of them, right? Hospitals are amazing generator of the power simply because we have four hospitals and every single upgraded hospital is giving us additional power. And in terms of pure numbers, if we're gonna compare it to the other buildings, hospitals are pretty good, right? At least like 150k, 200k power on 23, 24, 25 levels. And of course, overall HP bonus on 25 level is amazing, and I think HP bonuses are the best bonuses in the game. So we mentioned town hall, we mentioned hospitals, and try to get at least 24 on every single one of them, right? In terms of production buildings, you might say they are giving way less power, but yeah, you are correct. Besides one production building, which is mana refinery, right? Mana refinery is giving quite a lot of power in the game. For example, if I'm going to upgrade my mana refinery from 24 to 25, I'm gonna get somewhere near 300k power, which is quite a lot if you're gonna compare it to the other production buildings in the game, right? The numbers are quite different. And of course, upgrading mana refinery costs way more resources than other buildings which are like ore, gold, or mint, right? Other than that, I think there is couple of group of constructions which is giving an amazing amount of power, which is of course army buildings. Besides power, army buildings are giving us some kind of defensive or offensive stats, which is quite important, and generally it gives us a capability of recruiting more troops in the game, right? That's why I think it's important. Besides power, you are getting a lot more benefits. One construction which we need to mention separately in terms of power and in terms of importance is, of course, Alliance Center. Great power generator in terms of like pure one building, and also it boosts our help button, which is like whenever alliance members are clicking help, they are reducing the research or construction speed, and that's like one of the most important because later stages of the game you are having a lot of time to upgrade every single upgrade. I guess that's it in terms of power. I think these buildings are giving us the best amount of power in the game, and of course you can say that there is a lot more buildings other than that. So if your main aim is to gain power, now you know which kind of constructions are giving you the most amount, right? The next tip, next story of power gaining into Call of Dragons is of course research, and in terms of research there is a couple of upgrades which is giving an amazing amount of power in the game, right? In the econometry, unfortunately, we don't have that much of the power gaining skills and research updates. Here are just mandatory researches which you have to make in order to upgrade other things, like such as building speed, such as supply chain, such as scholarship, amazing um, updates and upgrades which you kind of have to make in order to gain power faster. You are reducing the speeds of the other upgrades, right? So that's why we need to mention the economy tree, and there is like a couple of important skills which is mandatory to have. In terms of pure power from the research, I think it starts from first aid 1, first defensive formation 1, assault strategies 1, and you can see how much power you can get in total. 1.5 million power from assault strategies whenever it will be full. From defensive formations, 1.3 million power, and first aid 1.3 million power. Of course, tier 5 units are giving us a good amount of power, like I think 1.4, like 150k maximum, right? But in terms of pure power, this 3 is of course the highest. In terms of epic ones, well, here everything is giving a lot of power, but at the same time, it costs a lot of time to upgrade every single skill, right? If I want to go for first aid 2 to 10 level, of course I'm gonna get close to 1 million extra power, but you can see how much time it will need for me to upgrade this one. 141 days, which is amazing amount, right? Of course, when I will be able to upgrade the assault strategies too, it will be a quite good generator of power. And in general, like the troop buffs which are seen here, after I think from the level 7, you are already getting great amount of power. So here again, yet again, lot of choices, lot of ways of getting power more or less, but some of the skills are giving us way more. These three here, these three, and in terms of army buffs and troop buffs, I think from level 7, even defensive and offensive upgrades are giving us quite a lot of power. So now you know, if yet again, if your main idea is to get as much power as possible, here we are. In terms of research, you can get there because you can see how much power I have gained by these skills. Of course, there is not only the construction and the research power generators and power gaining abilities in the game. There is a lot more, right? At first it might look like that heroes and everything which is around heroes might not look like you are getting a lot of like power in general, but trust me, every single upgrade which you are doing to your every single hero, it actually matters, right? Because there is quite a lot of heroes in the game, and if you have upgraded like skills, like I think one skill upgrading gives us 5,000 power, well, even if you have 5111 on every single hero, legendary or epic, that's a good amount of power from the skills itself, right? And whenever we are speaking about heroes, there is not only about skills where you are getting power. You are getting power by upgrading the talents of the heroes, right? Every single talent is giving us 500 points. 500 points might not really sound a big amount, but there is a lot of skills, a lot of talents which you have to upgrade, and mostly every single talent needs 3 upgrades, so 1500 points per talent. And yeah, you can see how many icons are there for talent upgrades, and in total, if you're gonna compare and conclude every single hero and every single talent which you can upgrade, well, you are getting quite a good amount of power. Even if you are upgrading this the hero level, for example, like I will upgrade the heroes of Narnin for 1 level, and yeah, you are going to get power whenever you are upgrading the hero in general, right? Legendary medals, of course. Legendary medals not only give us stats, it gives us like everything, whatever is behind the heroes, talents, skills. Everything is give us powers, right? It might not sound like, it might not look like you are getting per one click like 50k power, but small upgrades getting in total, there's a great amount of in total, right? Of course, in terms of artifacts, artifacts are also a great power getter, especially high level artifacts. Like upgrading levels on artifacts are actually giving us more power. And yeah, even like you have like one hero which doesn't really have artifact on itself, and if artifact have at least some levels, you can see right now I'm gonna equip the freezing ring on my atheist, and yeah, 30k power, right? That's what I'm saying. You can actually upgrade your artifacts, even the ones which you are not using, and you can equip those artifacts to the heroes which are generally on the bench, but still you will be able to get some more power by that way, right? That's a small trick which you can actually make if you get again, if your main motivation is to get as much power. 44k 4k power I just gained by just getting the magic bomb on my Goresh. So that's the idea behind all the artifact and getting power through the artifact in the game, right? So like in terms of heroes and hero section, every single little upgrade which you are making generally gives you more power. Of course, another way we have warpets. Whenever we are upgrading warpets and attaching the warpets to the heroes, we are getting power. That's another way, right? Like simply if I have zero warpets on my heroes and I'm going to attach at least one of them, like maybe I'm not using something like here. Yeah, like if I would have extra warpet, then I would attach to the hero which doesn't have it. Of course, you are getting power because you are using your warpet, right? Even the warpet will give you some power, and even upgrading the warpets are giving you some power. That general idea, right? Of course, there is some upgrades which are giving you power, but it costs a lot. Like there's two buildings, for example, which is Rally Drum and Watchtower. But yeah, you have to have arrows in order to upgrade the Watchtower, and you have to have treaties in order for you to get high level on the rally drum, right? That's an extra buildings, some special buildings which you have to be 25 in order for you to make tier 5 units, right? Generally, this is like most popular and most ways of getting power in the game. And well, every single upgrade in the game is getting us power, but the currency of those upgrades are resources, right? I have asked a lot of times how I'm getting so much resources because I have zero farm account. I never wished to have a farm account in the game. I'm 100% free to play player, and somehow I'm managing to have enough and way more resources than I actually need, right? Simply because I generally don't always resource heal my troops only on a big fights and only in the fights where actually the fight will continue for a long time and I will be able to get more merits. Other than that, I'm not using resource healing much. Only ways I'm spending a lot of gold and lot of resources during the bazaar every single week because I have to sell 50 million resources each. That's like the highest amount of resources I'm spending throughout the game. I'm generally doing a lot of forts. Sometimes there is a 1 month period I'm only doing darklings, and there is another month when I'm doing only forts, right? And generally, if you are in active alliance and people are playing the game and killing forts, you will be able to get a lot of resources even if you are not having any farm accounts in the game. Somehow I managed to get to 48 million power without spending, and I still have a lot of speed ups left, which means I can add at least 2 million more power and I will be 50 million power. Unfortunately, not yet tier 5 player. I'm slowly focusing on to getting tier 5s because I'm starting to spend some gems on treaties and on watchtower arrows, right? That's the best possible ways for you to get power in the game. I hope this video will be helpful for everybody, even if you are free to play player, even if you are pay to win player. Generally, the idea is same. Just difference is that free to play players, every single upgrade will cost a lot of days and a lot of time, and for pay to win player, it will happen much sooner. But general idea is this. This is the best possible ways of getting power in the game. Try to be as powerful as possible because trust me, alliances actually look at your power and look at your merits and look at your total kills. That's how you can get to a good alliance, and if you will manage to go there, then your gameplay and the fun of the game will totally change because having a good community is most important in Call of Dragons. As always, I wish you liked the video. If you did, press like, subscribe, share. It always gives me more motivation to make more videos about this game. I wish everybody amazing day, morning or night, wherever you are. We are going to see each other really soon. Bye bye and luck.